20 seconds of courage. That's the title. Inspired by a movie with Matt Damon. The movie was called We Bought a Shoe. It was very inspiring. In the movie, Matt Damon plays a widowed father with 2 young children. And he tells his 2 young children how he met his wife. He was walking on the sidewalk and he saw the most beautiful woman in the restaurant. And he knew that this was going to be his wife. But did he have the courage? So he thought to himself, I have 20 seconds of courage to do what I need to do. He walked into that restaurant and he said hello to this woman. And she became his wife. That inspired me. I'm going to share some stories with you. The first time I made a decision that required a lot of courage happened when I was a little boy. I told my father that I wanted a job at a gas station. And my father said, Stephen, you're deaf. They won't hire you. So it took 20 seconds to get up the courage to look at my father in the eye and march right down to the gas station. And I got a job. Unfortunately, it didn't last very long. 1 month later, I got fired because I was caught playing marbles. I was playing a game of marbles with the boss's son, and he said that I was bad influence. Me? Bad influence? Good God! But I have found that all throughout my life, it only takes 20 seconds to get up the courage to do what we need to do. And you're not alone. We live in a multi-dimensional reality. We have the physical and we have the non-physical. And they're always there to help us. They give us ideas. They give us the motivation to take that step. The second thing that happened was when I was in high school. I was on the swimming team. And this was my last year of high school. And I was watching the Olympics. This was 1978. And I was watching the Olympics. And I noticed something that all the guys were doing. They were bald. So I had this idea. What if? So I ran into my mother's bathroom. And I went under the sink. And I pulled a pair of clippers. I remember looking at myself in the mirror. Back then, I had a chunk of hair. Lots of it. And I was in my last year of high school. So I took a couple you see here, and I held it right next to my face. And I said to myself, can you do this? So I told the trainer, just pretend I have a lot of hair. Just pretend. So I was halfway through when I felt a banging on the door. It was my mother. I said, who's that? No, I can't hear, so why would I say that? So I said, wait a minute. So I opened the door just a little bit and put my head out this way. So I don't want to have that was hair was visible. I said, Mom, what's up? She goes, what are you doing in my bathroom? I said, I'm just getting ready for the swim championships. She said, Stephen, what's going on? You asked for it. So I opened the door. Half of my head was completely drained, and the other half came out. chunk of hair. She said, Stephen, what the heck are you doing? I said, Mom, I saw the Olympics. I saw the other guys, they had all their hair dragged off, and I thought I would do the same thing. And she looked at the floor, and the whole bathroom was covered with hair. And it reminded her of my father's favorite barber shop. She said, we better clean that up. And she walked away with me. The next morning, I got by the way, not only did I shave my head, which is probably why I'm bald today, I shaved my entire body. This is what they do in the Olympics, they shave the whole body because it feels brand new. It's kind of like a snake shredding its skin. The other night, I went to bed that night, oh my God, it was cold in the bed. And I had no hair left. So the bed felt like ice. The next morning I woke up and I went to the swimming pool and I had a bathing cap so that nobody would know what I had done the night before. When it was my time for my event, I pulled off the cap and everyone was shocked. I pulled off the rest of my swim outfit. I got up on the blocks, and the only way I know that the gun goes off is if I walked in for the flash, which comes second before the sun. That tells me that I can go, as long as I don't hit the water before the sun. So I would do this. They would say, take them off, and I would watch for the light, and as soon as I saw the light, I would take off. I was doing the IM, the 200 IM, which is butterfly, backstroke, and freestyle. I was going so fast. I did the butterfly. And then when I did the backstroke, that's when it happened. I was going so fast. Have you ever noticed that on top of the pool, there's like a flag on both ends of the pool that tells you how many arm lengths you need to go before you hit the wall? Well, I was going so fast that I hit the wall. And I lost it temporarily. I kind of lost consciousness somewhat, but I came to and tried to catch up. When it was over, I hit my hand on the pad and I looked up at the clock. My dream was to make the finals. That's all I wanted. That's why I shaved my head, so that I could make the finals. I looked at the scoreboard and I realized that I had done my best time. 2 minutes and 5 seconds. But I didn't make the finals. That's okay. Sometimes you just need a little courage to do the things that you need to do. And the end result might not necessarily be what you think it would be. But it's all good. That was the second thing. And the third thing that happened that required courage was when I was working on Wall Street. I used to be a banker. I was a banker for 10 years. Someone told me about a job opening at Merrill Lynch. So I was invited for an interview. I went through 12 interviews with people on the floor. When it came to the final interview, the manager, by the way, the manager told me to write a proposal. He told me to write a marketing proposal and how I would build my business at the South. He took the proposal. He hardly even looked at it. And he threw it. He didn't know what to do with me. He had never dealt with a deaf person before. He picked up a paper clip and he started to fumble with it. And it was quiet for the longest time. Even I knew that. Quiet. He was playing with the paper clip. And then all of a sudden, I received this thought, which I now know was the invisible realm helping me, giving me ideas. But I wondered if I had the courage to say what I needed to say. And there I was, in his office. My knees were pounding like a pair of jackhammers. And I don't like that. Do you see my fingers shaking? I said, sir, if you don't hire me, you never know what I can do for this company. It was at the time stopped. He stopped playing with the paper clip. He threw it in the waste paper basket with a resounding clunk. Even I heard that. And he looked at me, and he got up and said, congratulations, you've got the job. I got up to shake his hand, but then he put his finger up in the air and he said, on one condition. I dropped back down. I said, what's that? He said, you need to quit your job at the bank. We'll train you for 3 months. And then when it's over, you have to take the test. It's 250 questions long. If you fail by 1 point, you're out. Another 20 seconds. I'll take it. I took the job. 4 years later, I went from $16,000 a year poverty, to $300,000 a year. Because I told him, if you don't hire me, you never know what I can do. So my message to you tonight is that all it takes is 20 seconds of courage to say what you need to say, to do what you need to do, to take the right action, because you know you need to do it.